Anglais.
Okay. Okay. So each team has 20 minutes to present the case to the judges. I will hold up a sign for the last 10, 5, and 2 minutes as well as for the last 30 seconds of their presentation. During the last 10 seconds, I will indicate with my fingers the number of seconds remaining. If you have not finished your presentation after the 20 minutes, you will be stopped in order to proceed to the Q&A period. The Q&A period of a maximum of 5 minutes is allocated to the jury at the end of your presentation. And please note that at any time you cannot say or reference the name or the location of your university.
Take a look around. There are hockey players in this room. Now ask any one of these hockey players why they love the sport. One might say, I love the team dynamic. Going out, playing games with my friends, laughing about the games we won and learning from the games we lost. Another person might say they like the physical attribute. They like the agility, the speed, the strategy you need to play the sport. Or you might have a good friend of mine who says, there's nothing more that I like to go out on a cold winter morning, shovel off those few inches of snowfall from the night before, and play a game of hockey with my grandkids. The problem is, my good friend lives in a small area, a small town. He doesn't have a hockey store nearby. And he needs a company that can give him stuff quick. This is where hockey supremacy comes into play. I would like to invite you all to listen to our presentation about how we are going to help you, hockey supremacy, grow to a new standard. At Rick & Associates, I'm very excited to be here with my associates Simon, Alex, and myself, Jill, on bringing towards our mandate a developing and growth strategy and encouraging a greater market share of your company within the Canadian market. Now, although our agenda seems a little bit short and not very much content, I assure you there's tons to come. Simon's going to go through a full analysis, as well as a financial analysis and marketing metrics here by Alex, and I will bring up our recommendation and our full implementation plan. We'll begin with Simon.
Notre principal objectif aujourd'hui est d'augmenter la part de marché de votre entreprise. Par contre, afin d'y arriver, nous devons aller chercher cette part de marché qui vous manque. Et pour y arriver, vous allez avoir besoin des outils afin d'y arriver. Et c'est pour cette raison que nous sommes ici. Nous croyons que notre recommandation vous permettra d'aller chercher cette part de marché qui n'est pas à votre portée pour l'instant. Par contre, comment y arriver? Tout d'abord, nous devons identifier le marché qui vous manque et comment aller les chercher. Vous avez illustré lors de votre cas que vous avez présentement trois marchés, qui sont les chercheurs de rabais, les exclus, qui ne sont pas dans votre marché présent, ainsi que les hockey nerds. Par contre, ces trois groupes ont différents groupes au sein de ce même groupe, que nous avons identifiés comme les moins jeunes et les plus jeunes. Au sein de ces groupes, nous avons les moins jeunes. Si nous regardons, en fait, nous avons les plus jeunes. Si nous regardons les plus jeunes, nous avons qu'est-ce qui arrive avec les moins jeunes, c'est qu'ils sont influencés souvent par la santé financière de leurs parents. Donc, leurs parents ont vraiment le dernier mot sur quel achat ils vont faire pour leurs enfants. Et ont vraiment cette mentalité de sécurité pour leurs enfants. La sécurité la sécurité d'un enfant pour un parent est primordiale, est vraiment une priorité. Tandis que pour les moins jeunes, donc nous regardons ici à Junior ou Bantam, il y a plus cet élément de performance. Nous allons chercher vraiment cette performance. Par contre, dans cet élément de performance, donc avec des personnes plus âgées, ils sont moins en mesure de changer régulièrement leurs effets de hockey. La première raison que nous faisons penser est que ces personnes sont d'âge plus mature, donc grandissent moins, ont moins besoin de changer leur équipement. Tandis que si nous regardons les personnes plus jeunes, donc les atomes, piouis, ont besoin de changer leur équipement très souvent. Et c'est pour cette raison que ce marché devrait être une de vos priorités. Cela vous apportera beaucoup de revenus si vous êtes capable d'aller chercher cette clientèle. Et c'est pour cette raison que nous croyons que vous devriez vous concentrer sur Pee-wee Bantam, donc les moins de 15 ans. Si nous continuons, afin d'aller chercher cette clientèle, vous mettez disponible à vos consommateurs deux modes de transaction, soit au sein de vos magasins, ou bien par Internet. Par contre, nous avons analysé cette situation et nous croyons que vous pouvez bénéficier d'un autre modèle de transaction en voyant le magasin comme une salle d'essayage, si vous voulez. Donc, les consommateurs iront vraiment à cet endroit. Bien sûr, ils pourront y acheter aussi les équipements sur place, mais il sera vraiment plus comme une salle d'essayage. Où il y aura un bénéfice pour vous est que vous allez pouvoir bénéficier des magasins, donc des emplacements de vos compétiteurs afin d'aller chercher ces consommateurs. Votre avantage est que vous avez une grande présence en ligne et vous avez de très bas prix. Donc, vous faites souvent juger comme quoi les personnes vont aller essayer en magasin et ensuite aller acheter en ligne. Donc, vous pouvez prendre cette critique à votre avantage en allant chercher les consommateurs qui vont essayer leurs équipements dans d'autres magasins pour venir les faire acheter à votre magasin, sur votre site Internet. Parce que ce qui compte au bout de la ligne, c'est vraiment qui achète les équipements et de qui. Donc, comme vous avez vraiment cet avantage d'avoir des prix plus compétitifs, vous allez pouvoir être en mesure d'aller chercher cela avec les emplacements aussi de vos compétiteurs. Donc, comme j'ai dit, vos bas prix, votre image de compagnie et votre grande présence sur Internet sera un avantage pour vous, ainsi que les magasins des compétiteurs. Maintenant, comment allons-nous y arriver et comment allons-nous chercher ces consommateurs? Je vais laisser la parole à Alex pour la question.
Hockey Supremacy, because your business is focused on e-commerce, it is crucial that we utilize marketing metrics to the most of your abilities. So there's a few things that we'd like to look at. The first one is awareness. We want to look at your customers and your non-customers all through the continuum from when they haven't heard of your company all the way through when they're debating buying your products and through their purchase and their satisfaction post-purchase as well. We also want to look at the loyalty. We want to look at your loyalty program and assess how well it's actually working, as well as the share of wallet that you're getting from your customers. Are they purchasing from you just a small portion of their hockey equipment, or are they purchasing all of their hockey equipment from you? These will be important numbers for us. We also want to go further in depth into our into our online metrics. We understand that you are already looking into some metrics, such as your visits to your page. But we'd like to go more in depth into the hits, the amount of traffic for your page, as well as the pages that your customers are spending the most amount of time on. Now, there's a few reasons that we're going to do this. The first one is we'd like to adapt your website based on our findings from this research. Our adaptations will include things such as having at the checkout items that these customers might also like based on the products that are already in their cart. We might do things like look at the geographic information, look at where people are purchasing, what areas of Canada your people are purchasing products from. This will help us to maybe know where the optimal location to put a new warehouse would be. We can also use these numbers for better forecasting and looking at trends of what products people would like to be buying more so in the future coming seasons. We also did an analysis of your profit margin. We noticed that it was slightly lower than some of your competitors, and this is due to the fact that profit is very important to you and that shipping is expensive. However, we would like to increase this from 25% to 30%, and we will do this by, like I suggested, having products at the checkout that other customers might like to also purchase that go along with their purchases. These products will be ones with higher profit margins. And this will help us to increase your profit margin as well. And now I'll pass it on to Jill for our recommendation and implementation.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alex. So our recommendation today is really to diversify your product line, bring in new areas in the product line. We're going to talk about that in a bit, as well as bring in a robust marketing plan. The combination of these things will increase your profit margin 5%, so 25 to 30%, as well as increase your market share within the first year by 2% of the Canadian market. This is quite a large market. Alex? So our implementation is really going to be centered around what is your competitive advantage and how can you get this. There are several different steps to this. We need to look at procurement, supply chain management, product diversification, marketing, HR, and obviously our customer service, which you're very, very proud of. First of all, if we're going into procurement, we really need to increase our supply chain management. You spoke about how it's difficult when you have an excess to bring it back to the wholesaler. You can't necessarily bring back any excess inventory. So we want to make sure that our inventory turnover is quite reputable. We're going to be doing this by implementing a software as a service program. We realize that you must have a platform behind your website because you have a client login, a loyalty program, these things. We really want to make sure that we can emphasize this and customize it, which is why software as a service is an excellent opportunity for you. It can be customizable, it can be changed, and adapt to your existing framework. In our software as a service, you can bring in several different aspects. The two things that we really want to focus on are customer relationship management systems as well as a supply chain management system. With a customer relation management system, we can really go through those marketing metrics that Alex mentioned earlier. Looking at LTV, looking at demographics and geographic. Where are our customers located? Are they in Winnipeg? Are they in Vancouver? Are they in small towns? It could be my friend in small town Ontario that has no idea where they are, or another friend in New Brunswick that has a small area and they don't have access to these big box stores. Also, we can look at website metrics, frequency, hits, time, most viewed pages, these types of ideas, all brought in by Alex in order to increase the adaptation and usability of your website. The other side is our supply chain management. Now, at the moment, you have your online sales going to your wholesalers, but with this SaaS, we can really shorten that time, making sure it goes right to your wholesaler, getting it on the truck, and bringing it, obviously, to expediting and distribution across Ontario. The idea for a SaaS, it does have a budget. We're looking at about $200 per month, and that will give you access to 3 to 4 users. Don't necessarily have to have everybody in your team access to SaaS, but you want to be able to monitor it. So that is the idea for the budget for this. Now, by doing so, we will be able to help you get more of a 2-day guarantee for your shipments. So if someone is to order something by Wednesday, guarantee it by Friday. This is another thing that you can add in for marketing, getting someone to say, hey, we can get this to you within 2 days. It will definitely help out across Canada, which is quite a large area. So what about those new products? We want to diversify your line even more. You have a website with abundance of pages that you can add to it. So what can we add? Well, one thing is more of a female-specific line. Absolutely love the way your website looks and feels, but as a female, sometimes there are darker colors and darker images. We want to have one page that is dedicated to female athletes. Now, a female athlete, there are a lot of them coming up within the region. Tons of female hockey players. They're increasing. Having a female-specific page to really drive in those customers is definitely going to help out. And as well, you can also have the cross-reference between Mariette. So lots of opportunities there. This female page is going to have new products dedicated towards that. It's also going to have specific equipment, colors, tape colors that might be more attractive to them. And you can target your advertising towards this area. So Luna bars that are more female-orientated, you can have an advertising banner for Luna bars. These types of things are really good opportunities. Another one is ball hockey. Going into your summer season, having high and lows of the hockey season, you do have that dry period in the summer. With ball hockey, there is a cross demographic, so similar demographics, and it helps with that season in between your off season, as well as customizable products. This is something that Alex mentioned earlier. Where can we get that extra margin? Well, one of the things is all those add-ons. Customizable products can really help out. So looking at how can we do stickers for your helmets? Can we add something on for your helmets? Can we put name tags on your jerseys? Think of the young hockey players coming in. Your parents are thinking, man, I just had a name tag on that jersey, so I knew exactly which one it was in the inside, if they don't have their names in the back already. Same with bags. If you have teams, having team logos on it. These types of things have huge profit margins on them. Going on to your marketing, we would like to target 3 specific marketing pillars within today. The first one is camps. We believe that going into a camp will really increase your image within the Hockey Society. We have chosen one camp just as a suggestion, Hockey Opportunity Camp. It's an elite camp and it's located in Huntsville, Ontario, just north of Barrie. This camp houses 300 students per week. This camp houses new upcoming hockey players. This camp houses Paul Coffey's son, for instance. This camp has 4 hours of ice time per day, and they need sponsors. I'm not sure if any of you have ever gone to camp, but it's an exciting experience for a kid's life. Going there and seeing a sponsorship on it really helps out. Not only that, but you have high-income families that are paying it. It's about $900 a week to go to Hockey Opportunity Camp. So there's an opportunity there to go after those high-income families. And these kids bring their friends next year, and their friends, and their friends, and it's a huge growing network. Another opportunity is going to tournaments. We're just not going to go to a tournament and put up a banner. We're going to go to a tournament and target the parents. And one of the suggestions is doing a helmet fitting station. Having a banner with hockey supremacy and saying, we have a helmet fitting station, come see if your helmet actually fits on your child properly. Can you imagine a mom walking down and saying, oh my goodness, I definitely need to make sure my kid's helmet fits properly. This idea, you're targeting parents, you're getting the kids interested, you're getting the name out there. These types of things really, really bring back customer loyalty, bring back and say, hey, they have the expertise, they know exactly what they're going, and going really for what you're good at. You're good at your expertise, you're good at bringing that extra knowledge to the table. Another thing with tournaments is you can hand out small guerrilla marketing type of techniques. So stickers that you can put in your helmets or different ideas. So helmet stickers, engraving stations, these kind of things have a lot of marketing areas for it. Another pillar is our web and our RSS feed. Now we're looking at doing emails with different promotional codes and coupons. We realize that coupons is one of the ways that you can attract people to your website. Now we don't want to bombard people because we know that it gets a lot when you get all these emails coming in. So during the off season, you're looking at 1 to 2 emails a month with new promotions, and during the actual hockey season, 1 email per week. As well as having this email can include things like tip of the week and include promotional codes, and we're also looking at expanding your actual website. Now you have hockeysupremacy.com, but for $30 a year, you can also purchase hockeysupremacy.ca because it's customizable for most people to type in .ca. And that way, as soon as you press in hockeysupremacy.ca, it automatically redirects you to hockeysupremacy.com, and you're already at that website. It's just for getting those extra people that accidentally type in the hockeysupremacy.ca. Also, we suggest to purchase Hootsuite. Now, Hootsuite is a program that is $9.99 a month and helps you organize your social media. So you can have a full platform of many different types of social media and be able to customize and trend it all together. Moving on, we'll look at some HR and some customer service metrics. Now, customer service is something that you're extremely good at, but we want to make sure we just go a little bit above and beyond. One thing we're suggesting is an online power play, which is a tip of the week type of corner on your website. It's exciting, it can bring out hockey stats and some old historical measures, and it really, really helps out in terms of getting people to come back to your website. As well as a page for all the new standards in Canada. Imagine if there's a change to the hockey helmets. Imagine if now they need a cage or they don't need a cage. Fish bowls, are those coming out or they're going in? These types of things can have a real impact, especially on a parent buying the equipment for their child. So having a page with all the hockey standards regulations will really, really help out in terms of making sure that your equipment is top-notch. As well as having a beginner page, someone who's never bought equipment, someone who is perhaps our age that maybe has never actually played hockey before, has a little bit more of a disposable income and wants to get into the game. One more thing we want to mention here is the recruitment. Now, this is an optional area, but if you're going to these tournaments, you're going to send someone to Hockey Opportunity Camp, it might be a good idea to look into hiring a Junior A, Junior B player who is well known. Who is well known. For instance, having someone from a Quebec Hockey League going around to these areas. Just having someone there, it's a really good opportunity to talk to parents and to get kids involved and get them excited. Now, we're always looking for someone who's knowledgeable in the sport, high energy, definitely has a dedication to this company, and someone who can build rapport between parents as well as children. One more thing we want to mention, and that is exactly what Simon brought up earlier. Sometimes a store isn't just a store. Sometimes it's more of a showroom. So we're looking at implementing a new store in Orangeville, Ontario. Now, the reason we picked Orangeville was because it's a smaller town. Sometimes in the big city, it's actually really expensive to play hockey. But if you go to a lot of the small town Ontario, you're going to find a lot of people there. People play Junior A, Junior B, Junior C. They play all the way up to their high school teams, camps, just regular camps, all these areas. Orangeville is right in between Barrie, GTA, Brampton, these areas. Not only that, but they're close to craft hockey bills, and there's a lot of increase of new players. This store is, again, it's going to be a store very similar to your regular structure, but it's the idea of having a showroom so we can go in and actually try stuff on, and it just brings back that touch and feel of the actual product. Just for implementation, we're going to go really quickly through this. We can talk about this in our final period. However, we're going to be looking at renovating a store really, really shortly, so within the first 8 months. Afterwards, opening up the store. After 8 months, our SaaS or Hootsuite want to get going right away, as well as our female-specific page right away. And camp sponsorship, obviously, in the summertime, and tournaments in the new hockey season. I'll pass it on quickly to Alex for the budget.
So we have prepared a budget here today to look at the total cost of our plane, and it comes out to just under $300,000. We also calculated a break-even point. It's not up here right now, but it's around just under $800,000. We're going to suggest financing this through debt. However, we'd like to do a more thorough financial analysis of your financial statements, and now Simon will conclude.
Alors, nous croyons que notre recommandation pourra augmenter de 5% la marge que vous allez faire sur vos profits, ainsi que de 2% votre part de marché. De toute notre équipe, merci beaucoup.
J'aimerais que tu reviennes sur la pertinence de focaliser sur une clientèle plus jeune plutôt que sur des joueurs de hockey établis qui ont un pouvoir d'achat eux-mêmes.
Ouais, en fait, comme vous le savez, les jeunes enfants ont des parents. Donc, des parents qui ont nécessairement plus de moyens qu'un joueur de hockey environ de 19-20 ans. Ces personnes-là aussi, les jeunes enfants, sont aussi en pleine croissance. Donc, on a besoin de changer d'équipement à chaque année, voire même plus qu'une fois par année. En allant chercher cette clientèle, vous allez augmenter vos ventes, justement avec le fait que les jeunes sont en croissance. Mais aussi, vous allez instaurer chez eux cette notion de notoriété de votre entreprise. Donc, plus jeune, vous allez chercher ces consommateurs, ils vont grandir avec cette image de où je vais acheter mon équipement de hockey chez Hockey Supremacy. Donc, vraiment, même rendu à 19-20 ans, ils vont avoir encore cette image-là. Donc, c'est vraiment sur le long terme, cette campagne marketing.
Justement, sur ce point-là, tu parles d'un marché qui est 15 ans et moins, c'est 13 ans et moins, techniquement, pour les targeter sur un focus sur les parents ou sur le jeune même, sur les stratégies, les comment on
May I respond in English?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So we are looking for a younger demographic, as Simone mentioned. When you're marketing for the younger demographic, you really want to go after both. There is the end user and then there's the buyer. So the buyer will be the parents. And that's why we're really interested in places like Hockey Training Camp, that we know those parents have a higher disposable income. And that's why we're interested in doing a few different things, such as the helmet fitting stations and stuff like that. But you definitely need to have that lure in by the younger kids as well. So as you're doing a helmet station, fitting station, you can give the hockey player, the young hockey player, a sticker for his helmet. That's really cool and really neat and something new. So it's going after the user, but also the buyer of the user, and making sure that you can connect the two and have the rapport between the two.
About the showroom that we were talking about, I really like this idea in terms of getting that customer to take his car, go and try some skates, and then what would be our incentive to make sure that he comes back and go on his computer and buy from us?
Mais comme en ce moment, vous offrez déjà vos prix plus bas que la compétition. Donc, ce serait vraiment hors logique pour cette personne d'aller magasiner à votre magasin et ensuite de revenir pour acheter de votre compétiteur que leurs prix sont plus élevés. Donc, si vous vendez cette image de bas prix là, à vos consommateurs, nécessairement ces consommateurs, lorsqu'ils vont revenir chez eux pour faire la transaction sur leur ordinateur, ils vont avoir cette image que votre entreprise a les plus bas prix, peu importe contre qui. Donc, c'est vraiment
Parce que c'est le but d'un peu communiquer cette information-là à un client qui veut faire un certain gros achat, qui va le laisser dans un magasin, puis juste être sûr de communiquer, parce que lui peut-être va se faire suggérer différentes paires de patins, peut-être que c'est pas tous les prix que nous on offre par cœur, juste s'assurer que ce client-là, d'une manière quelconque, puisse revenir, puis avoir cet incitatif-là.
Ben, ça va être toujours la vente. Quand le consommateur va venir en magasin, ça va être cette vente-là du vendeur, de l'employé, de dire que votre entreprise a les meilleurs prix. Donc, peu importe si la personne est intéressée par ces patins-là ou ces patins-là, peu importe quelle sorte de patins, ils ont le meilleur prix, peu importe.
C'est ça, parce que d'autres, ça peut nous donner un potentiel immense d'avoir plein de showrooms à travers le pays, utiliser les autres magasins en termes de tremplin.
Oui, c'est ça. Puis aussi, vous pouvez utiliser les emplacements de vos compétiteurs justement pour croître.
OK.
concerning your proposal on the female-specific webpage, I'm quite concerned about the potential negative effects it could have on women that want to be treated as any other hockey player. What's your thought on that?
Absolutely. So just making sure that it is sensitive to both sides. So maybe not necessarily a pink web page, but the colors going in maybe a yellow type web page. Now, what we're doing is we're not saying female specific. So when we say female specific, we don't necessarily mean female only. But the idea is to have equipment that fits them a little bit better, that fits them to not necessarily unisex, but actually fits them to that degree. And there is one type of hockey equipment out there that is specifically female orientated. So it's really for the fit and the size and the feel. It comes across exactly with how you market it in the message you put out. So if you say girls only webpage, maybe not necessarily, but if you're looking for female specific products, just having a title at the top of your page as one of your breadcrumbs, female products. Going there, not necessarily saying, only this area, but coming in.